An interesting studio screen. Okay, so this is Foretales. I got this on sale. I don't know, I guess they were liquidating the game, but apparently it's supposed to be pretty good. It's actually a narrative-driven card-based game. I'm really interested to see what they do with it, and I don't know much about it other than that. I have never seen gameplay of it. I have never watched a trailer for it. And that's pretty much it. So, let's just go. 4 slots for saves. What is this? What? Mirror's patron, Volpain, needs money to help his father and the local miners. His friend Leo says there's someone in town with a very lucrative job offer. Welcome to Foretales, an adventure game where you progress by combining cards and exploring decks. This is it, Volpain, our ticket to the easy life. One last job and our days of stealing apples from the market are behind us. Okay, so Volpain is the bird. Leo is the tiger, or lion, whatever that is. I think it's a tiger. That's what you said the last time. So who is it? Who is this contact of yours? His name is Timothy. He says he has worked for people like us. And you're sure he can pay? Because I could really do with the money right now. Don't worry, he promised a hefty reward. It'd be more than enough to help your father and the miners with their strike. And for me to take an early retirement. He's just a little difficult to track down in town sometimes. We'd better ask around then.
He looks like a good place to start.
Okay, so I'm talking to the monkey right now. Good day to you, young bird. How can I be of assistance? We're looking for someone in the name of Timothy. I see. A very secretive fellow he is he? I think I heard something about him the other day, but sadly my memory isn't what it once was. Right. And what might jog your memory, I wonder? A bite to eat usually does the trick, so we have to pay for his lunch. About 5 food and drink should be sufficient. 5 food and drink? That's enough for it to last a few days. Ignore him, Ignore my friend here. We'll come back with some food for you. We already have 1 food and drink, just 4 to go. The typical region of the game is composed of 3 to 6 location cards placed on the board. You should learn more by hovering your cursor over a card. Press A on cards. Sometimes A on cards will also trigger dialogue or a reaction from your characters. Try it out yourself. A on the left card with the beggar. He will remind you of what he wants. The heck? Oh, that's weird. Okay, I get it. The cursor changes. Okay. Nothing happens in Eisenberg without the old beggar knowing about it. He is always willing to share his knowledge for a good bite. You spare a morsel of food for an old beggar? I wouldn't call 5. Okay. This is demanding work for an old man like me. I'd like to see you try it. Yeah, we'll get your food alright. You have 2 types of action cards at your disposal. Skill cards of your adventurers and consumable cards. Targets will often be location cards, but not always. When you hover over one of your cards, the possible targets are highlighted, along with hints as to what will happen if you play there. Pay attention to what is highlighted and where the hints appear. Conversely, if you place your cursor over elements of the board, it will highlight the action cards you can play there. Oh, okay, that's what was happening. Take a moment to explore your current cards and see if you can figure out a way to find enough food to proceed. Money. It makes kings of men, but forgiveness for lost souls. And can even start a war or two. It can also be used to buy apples. Food? Staying alive is not a complicated business. Eat, drink, sleep, and repeat. The tricky part is finding vital resources in a world where everyone is struggling to get by. Fame. Good deed can open many doors. Having the respect of the community is always good to achieve your goals. So if I use that on the food seller, I can get 2 drinks. And what are the pop pads? Grim. Death, murder, violence, and general lawlessness. A reputation like that guarantees respect among outlaws and makes law-abiding citizens to quake in their boots. So I can like choose different aspects. So Leo, what is Leo? And shot. Can get 4. Wait, can I kill him and steal his food? Nimble hands. Like, I don't know what the icons are though. I'll talk to the apple merchant. Apples, fresh apples, no maggots, in them or nothing. Yeah, I've got to stop saying that out loud. So I can buy the apples, 2 of them. Minus 2 whatever F is. And get them with fame, I guess? I don't know, man. I guess I'll steal them because I don't want to use my money on that. Plus 3 food and move to the next location. Okay. It's smooth. He didn't notice a thing.
Compared to some of the other things he'd stolen, this was small potatoes.
One very important rule to remember, you can only play one card per location card on the board. Sometimes it will transform the target card into another location, but most of the time we'll just consume it and travel to the next card. But then what is a cycle tower then? I don't know what that means. Standard used card from the board will go back to the bottom of the exploration deck. And once a slot is available, it will automatically be filled, with the top card from the exploration deck. You can't run out of location cards to explore because exploration deck always cycles. Okay, so I got 3 food, I just need 2 more. Okay. Solidarity of the weak. The poor, the weak, and the needy must stick together to survive. Volpain can inspire compassion to attract potential allies. So, what are the death counters? What the fuck is everything? What's this? I gain 1 goal, gain 2 grim. Add 2 creatures to the search party. What if I just like buy? I guess I'll buy it. Just costs 1 F. Consumes 1 gold plus 2 food. Move to the next location.
I hope you're going to wash that before you eat it.
Okay, I think we've got enough now. Let's see what this guy knows. Lead the way. Lead the way. What the fuck is that? Oh, do I have to? I have to select it. Oh, thank you, young bird. Now about this Timothy chap. But of course, here, where are my manners? Here, follow this path.
That should show the way. Well, how very altruistic.
Thanks for the tip, friend. A good day to you, bud. Well, what now? I suppose we should follow the old beggar's directions on that piece of paper. Sometimes you'll have to seek directions to progress the story and reach new destinations. Check the descriptions on your cards. That piece of paper. Yeah, that one.
Ah, bandits! Lovely.
Beware a hostile. Token is blocking this card. You won't be able to play any cards on this suspicious street until you get rid of those bandits. If you A on the token, you can see the creatures forming the group and decide whether to engage or not. Most confrontations start with a negotiation phase. If you have the correct resources, you might be able to discard this threat without any violence. If you don't absolutely need to play a card here, you may as well avoid any conflict and play on the other cards available. Okay. Group of aggressive outlaws. In order to play on the card they keep, you have to get rid of them, and violence is not the only solution. Okay. Okay, so here The enemy is watching this location brawler. She prefers to let her fists do the talking should be. You don't have many nice things to say. Would steal from his own grandmother if she weren't as poor as a church mouse. He didn't get where he is today by thinking for himself. Good at following orders though. So I guess the number down is their life? Or is it the one up? They all have one attack.
I'm sure they could be convinced to walk away for the right
You started your
price.
first confrontation, but maybe there's no need for violence. When you hover over cards at your disposal, you may discover ways to get rid of some of your opponents. Get rid of enough opponents, you will bring the morale of the group down to 0, and the rest will flee. Use an aggressive card, the confrontation will automatically turn into a fight. But if you don't have any cards to play, or you don't want to play any cards, A on the auto battle token to trigger the fight manually. Okay. Like, are all these combat cards? I don't have enough gold to bribe them. Don't have enough fame. So what happened? What happens if I use peppery diversion?
Those thugs better watch out.
Now on both sides will automatically attack the opponent directly opposite to them, or to the left if no one is directly in front. Between each round of attacks you can play one card per adventure. Again, if you don't want to play cards, you can use the auto battle token.
Oh, ouch.
An enemy is just removed from the confrontation. In most cases, this will subtract its level from the enemy's morale. Okay, so the higher number is its level. Here's a quick breakdown of creature cards. Number in the red token represents its health point, but it's 0 and the creature will be dead. The number of it next to its sword icon is the attack score. That's the number of health points removed every round the creature directly opposite when the fists finally start flying. Number to the left corner is the level of the creature. That's pretty important because it's the value removed from the enemy's morale when the creature is removed from combat one way or another. Conversion, there can be 1 or 2 fighters per side per column. Only the front creature will take damage and the auto battle phase from the auto battle phase, but it will take damage equal to the sum of the attack scores of opposition. Creatures in the back can only be affected by action cards or after the creature in front of them has been defeated.
painful.
So the other one will run away now, right? Again, what in fame?
What's the
Every time they
matter,
run
tough
away.
guy?
Gold coin lies conspicuously on the pavement of the shitty looking street. The trap is obvious. What do they say? Sic parvis magna. So if I used, I get +1 gold and 1 creature to the search party. I don't know what that is. Hey, I got 2 of them. Does that mean I have people looking for me, or? The old beggar has marked the map with Tinty's location of all Volpe needs to do is find the nearest marketplace and follow the directions from there. Tavern. What? Rest deck? Rest cards can be used to recover some skill cards for adventurers. Even if you can see all rest cards for the region, you can only use the top card of the deck. Don't dwell too much because the last rest card is always a synonym for game over. Okay. What was that? At least one of your adventurers is down to her last few skill cards. Maybe you can use the rest deck to recover some. Since rest cards will give skill cards back to all adventurers, it's often a good idea to use actions from all your adventurers, not just one. You spread the effort between them, they won't have to rest as often. So there, oh, there's the marketplace.
Jolly good show, Volpan.
Heavily bandaged figure stood alone in the alleyway. It looked like he was waiting for someone. As Volpin and Leo approached, the figure turned and to greet them. Ah, Leo. So you're finally here and you brought a crow. I'm a shoebill. But of course you are. We heard you have work. Do I ever? But before we get down to brass tacks, I always like to get an understanding of who it is I'm working with. You mean... I'd like a demonstration of the value you'll bring to this operation. Demonstration? Yes, you know, skills, my boys. Show me your skills. Pierre looked at each other perplexed. What does he mean, skills? Skills in combat, sleight of hand, or maybe just a good old trick shot from Leo? Yes, do I have some nimble hands? Eavesdrop me? In one seamless motion, Leo pulled out his bow and let fly an arrow straight at the leper. Timothy felt a whoosh of the air as the hat flew clean off his head. By the time he turned around, it was already pinned to a nearby tree. How's that for a demonstration? A little dramatic, but fine shot nonetheless. Timothy turned around and picked up his hat and placed it carefully back on his head. Well, I've certainly seen enough to pique my interest. Then perhaps you could tell us what it is you needed. I would like for the two of you to acquire an item for me. A very rare and beautiful lyre, currently in the possession of Lady Cattell. You mean the old bat who lives on the hill? I wouldn't call her that to her face. Yes, that's her. I'd like you to break into the manor, steal the lyre, and bring it to me at the Holy Grove. The Holy Grove? I know the place well. I'll get you there myself, Volpane. Excellent. Then I shall leave you to it. Alright, we've got a job to do. At long last. We can get straight to it if you think we're ready to go. Or we could spend more time on the streets to prepare. It's your call. Yeah. Actually, it's about a small nap. How about a small nap before we set off? You read my mind. Remember, once you have a limited, you only have a limited number of skill cards in your adventurer's deck. Spending too many on their skill cards will tire them out. You want to recover some skill cards, you will have to use rest cards on the right hand of the board. Each rest card has its own set of effects and can sometimes a price that you can decide to pay or not. Read them carefully to see what they cost.
Something told Volpan that these chaps weren't here to talk.
So, it says rest card. These rest cards left in the region. These are the rest cards left in this region. You can roll over a card to discover their effects, but can only use the top card. So, an event full stop, recover up to 3 skill cards per adventurer. Hunger, spend 2 food and recover up to 3 skill cards per adventurer, or lose 2 health points per adventurer and recover 3 skill card per adventurer. Okay. The other one is hopeless. Volpane has wasted a the precious time he had, and perhaps things could have turned out differently? What?
Are you quite finished? We've got an apocalypse to avert.
What? You can recover some skill cards and suffer no other consequences. Don't expect it to be that easy all the time. The next card in the deck will cost you food or health points. The last card of the rest deck is always a game over, so be sure to check out how many times you can hope to rest in a region. Once you move on to the next region, the rest deck will be replaced with a new set of cards. And the number of rest cards in the next region is independent of how many you've used here. You have completed this region, you can either proceed to the next region or might want to spend some more time here to gather resources and allies. Rare consumables and resources are carried over from one region to the next. But they are not carried over from one mission to the next, so there is no need to hoard excessively. If I use Survivor Sense on the tavern, I can get 2 food.
Sweet.
So I guess I'll go to the next region. Somewhere in the garden, Leo has brought Volpain into the city of gardens, where food is plentiful and secrets lurk around every corner. Deep in the labyrinth lies our hero's destination for the evening, Lady Catel's Manor. Watch out, guards! There are now several hostile creatures in the search party. The deck of cards representing the animals chasing your party. Each time a new location card appears on the board, if it has a search party called token with an eye, it may spawn a group of enemies from the search party. Some of your actions may also add hostiles to the search party, hostiles that you may have to face later, so be careful. Right then, Timothy said the instruments inside Lady Catel's Manor. The big house with the labyrinth? That's the one, but getting through the hedge maze is going to be tough. I think I saw gardeners wandering around earlier, maybe they know the way?
The guards want to fight? Let's give them one.
Group of representatives. Well, so I got 2 guards there, a gardener here, and vegetable labyrinth. So I'll use Solidarity of the Weak for on the gardener. Receive gardener. No help, please. Anytime, my friend. Now all we need to do is lead the gardener to the labyrinth, and the rest should be easy. We'll see about that.
Might be worth a quick peek.
Most decks on the board can be browsed. For example, if you check the contents of the exploration deck, you can see what will be the next locations to be revealed. Maybe your current objective is somewhere in there. Maybe you want to check if the card you're looking for is coming up soon. The card is not in the exploration deck. Maybe there's a way to access it with some tower recycling effect or some okay. Remember, the exploration deck is cycling.
There has to be a way in.
Look, I can see some documents through the glass. You think they'll be useful? That was the little tiger talking. Only one way to find out. Maybe that gardener could open the door for us. Orchard. Trolled garden. Gardener. Didn't check the rest deck. Okay, so recover a victory skill, but a small troop of guards is added to the search party. This one is... Okay, this one is hunger. Tracked by guards. And the last one is a game over. Okay, so locked greenhouse. A heavy chain blocks the way to the greenhouse. Breaking glass would attract too much attention. There has to be a quiet way in. If I do that, I use up my gardener. Get through the maze. Maybe I can find something that will get me through the maze in the greenhouse. I'm most certain I can see a map in there. Well, one way to know for sure. This looks like a map of the labyrinth. But look, it's only the inner part of the maze. Yeah, why can't anything be simple? It's better than nothing. I'm sure we can find something to show us the way in to the middle. Or someone. What was that? Oh, the map. Okay. You see healing balm and healing plants. Move to the next location. When's the next gardener though? Yeah, he's the last one. orchard. Okay, so if I use the call, I can call a gardener. Here. Over here. I take it you're not amazed by them then? Can you just save the jokes until we're done with this? We have an appointment with the lady of the house. Would you show us the way to the maze? I've trimmed the edges many a time. Follow me.
That's quite a statue.
What? What is it? Sorry, sirs. I'd rather not go any further. What? You serious? We're barely halfway. It's this statue, sirs. Bad luck. It is haunted. The gardener backed away from the statue nervously, leaving Volpain and Leo alone. They had to admit it was was a rather foreboding sight. Great. Shh, I think I hear a guard patrol coming. Quick, hide.
Oh no, the cops.
What? The patrol took a position right in front of the statue. Patrols can what? 9? Patrols we can deal with, but how are we gonna find our way through the rest of this labyrinth? Found a map earlier that should help us figure out the best route. Of course, let's take a look once we've dealt with the watch. If at any point you're lost during a mission, always use the hint system. Hovering over the button will show a very condensed reminder of your current objective. Using the hint system will trigger some help based on your current situation. Okay, so how can I deal with... Oh, Rick, I don't think... Oh my god! I can't bribe them either. How do I deal with this? So I have to engage them, but how do I?
Everyone can be bought.
One of the hostiles you're facing has a special power. Special powers are signified by wooden tokens on the left side of creature cards. Enemy powers can trigger during the negotiation phase or during combat. It may trigger once or every few rounds. If you hover over a creature card, you'll see the detailed description of its powers. So which one has the power? This one. Adds a constable to the search party every round. Oh, fuck. Okay. How can I deal with them non-violently? I don't have enough money to deal with every single one of them. Food? I could give them 2 foods. Don't have enough Grim. What does that mean? Stunned and they go to the deck? Is that what that means? It only affects the first row. I think that's the way to go. Okay, so last time I fucked up because I used that card on myself, but I have to use it on the enemy. Like that.
Might not be the smartest idea.
Only have nimble hands. How do I swap? Is it Y? How do I swap them though? Just attack. One's dead.
have to watch your back after killing that one, Volpan. Come on, we were just getting started.
Okay. Alright, we got the directions. Then what are we waiting for? Let's go. So I had 2 of these healing plants. There's no point in keeping them because they won't stay the next time we have a mission. Right, so now let's use the map. If I'm reading this right, we should be there in no time. Good thing too, it's almost nighttime. Perfect timing, the darker the better.
That's Lady Catel's manor.
Finally. Hey, maybe that was the hard part and it's all downhill from here. Wishful thinking. It's getting dark. Time to get down to business. Hold on a second, this could be our last chance to rest up. I need my nimble hands at the ready. Sometimes your adventurers won't have their best skill cards in their hands, but don't worry. Anytime you're not in combat, you can trade a skill card from your hand for another one. Just drag the card above its owner's deck and choose a new card. The card is unavailable from your draw piles. You will have to pay a fixed price of 1 food per card. It's a little expensive, especially considering you could have rested to regain several cards at once. But the cost of resting can be also pretty high, so be careful not to burn through too many skill cards by trading them. I need at least 1 aim shot. How do I do it? Okay, that's how you do it.
All right, break time's over. Back to work.
Holy crap, all of those? Okay, perched atop a hill is Lady Catel's cavernous manor. Looms over the town of Eisenberg. The old bat is seldom seen outside by day. Sounds like this job will require my nimble hands. Okay, so I use nimble hands. Story effect, move to the next location. Alright, let's do this. Do what you do best. I'll cover the exit. Under the cover of night, Volpin ghosted into the manor undetected. He darted through the corridors until he reached the main hall. There in plain sight stood the lyre in all its splendor, glinting in the moonlight. All he had to do was reach out and take it.
The second he touched the mysterious lyre, Volpan felt an ancient power flowing through him. Reality fractured and exploded into an infinite number of worlds, all identical and yet somehow distinct. Beyond the webs of fate, he witnessed all possible futures, resonating, vibrating, clashing. And then he saw, and he knew. He, his loved ones, his city, his kingdom, his world, everything was going to disappear, swallowed up by a cataclysm whose origin lurked behind the veil of possibilities.
What? Second he touched the relic, the sheer power of the visions caused poor Volpine to collapse on the spot. Leo took his unconscious friend on his back and fled the mansion, an army of guards at his heel. Hang in there, old friend, we'll get through this. I'll deal with the guards and get you to a safe place. Volpine? Volpine! You completed this mission with a few victims in your graveyard, Dick. What? For now, it won't change anything, but beware. If you leave a trail of bodies behind, you may have to face the consequences later. Really?
Turned out nice again. If the guards wanted a fight, they were going to get one.
So it's better to do non-lethal? Volpine awoke in the forest of Ronsarai, his head throbbing. The lyre was on the ground beside him, but Leo was nowhere to be found. Leo? Leo? Where is he? What happened? At that moment he remembered the visions.
It can't be.
Before he had time to think, Volpine was struck with a vision of his friend in prison. A wave of despair swept over him. Leo, where are they taking him? Are they going to execute him? Oh gods, please no. This is a Doom event card. It symbolizes tragic events that only Volpine can see, and that will lead the world to its end. The number above Doom event indicates how many turns you have left before it happens, or at least that's if you do nothing to prevent it. Each mission you complete costs a turn. Don't worry, if you fail to complete a mission, you can always retry with no time penalty. I need to help him before it's too late. They must have locked him up in Eisenberg prison. This is a mission card. The choice of which missions you complete and the order in which you complete them is crucial to preventing Doom events from occurring. Missions also contain secret side objectives and choices, all leading to different outcomes. It's up to you to experiment and make the right choices to fight fate. I'm coming, Leo. Wait, what the?
It can't be.
The militia onslaught. Volpine was struck with another flash. The smell of blood, the clash of metal, the roar of a battle. A vision of massacre yet to come. Minor strike. Slaughter. The militia are preparing an attack on the blockade. Lady Catwell must be behind this. I have to warn them, or they'll all be slaughtered. I'm going to warn the miners. I'll need to find their leader, Karst. They won't budge an inch without his say-so. Ah, what have I done? It's this damn instrument. Volpine looked at the strange lyre with disgust. I wish I'd never touched the blasted thing. Maybe if I give it back to Lady Catwell, that might smooth things over. After all, fault confesses half redressed. I write a letter of apology and present it to the Council of Mothers. They might be able to pressure on Catwell and prevent her from ordering the massacre. Volpine looked at the lyre once more before packing it into his satchel. Slowly, painfully, he dragged himself to his feet. Alright, Volpine. We could fix this. He took a look around in an effort to get his bearings. To To his left, he saw fumes of the city rising above the trees. To his right, the silhouette of the Ferris Mount, shrouded in the acrid smoke from the mines. Better get moving. Your adventure begins now. Make your own choices and discover their consequences. Welcome to Foretales. Oh jeez, thanks. Okay, so I'm the shoebill alone now. So the militia onslaught is something I have to prevent. And I can do it either with the negotiator or the strike leader. And I have to stop my tiger friend from getting murdered, executed, because he's in prison because of what we did. And I'm not sure that getting the liar was what the world was gonna cause the world to end. I think it was going to happen, and like you're the only one who is able to stop it because you know what's gonna happen. Anyway, this is getting pretty interesting. Yeah.